Everyone loves a good home hack, right? On this episode, I've got outdoor themed ones to save you time and save you money. So let's get started with our first hack, which is a quick and inexpensive charcoal grill using some items that you might not expect. Maybe you're going on a picnic, maybe you're going to a park, and you don't want to lug along a big barbecue, but you want to have some burgers and hot dogs or some other yummy things, and maybe roast some marshmallows. This hack is for you. All you're going to need to do is go to the Dollar Tree and pick up a big roaster pan and a cooling rack. Then you're going to take some self-lighting charcoal and put that into the roaster pan and kind of spread it out. Then all you need to do, since it's already like kind of soaked in that fuel, is light the charcoal kind of all over and let it heat up. And then I made a tent with some aluminum foil to kind of keep that heat in, get the charcoal going, and then we could put our burgers on. Now I very comfortably got 4 large burgers and a couple of hot dogs on there. I could have definitely squeezed on a couple extra hot dogs, and I tinted it with that aluminum foil and let it cook, and then, you know, it just cooked like you normally would with a grill. Let's see how we're doing here. I got my little tongs, we're gonna pull it off. Ooh, that's looking good. Oh, those hot dogs are looking beautiful. Flip, oh my word, this is beautiful. I can't believe this. This is totally working. These are perfect. Let's just kind of tint this again. Oh, they're looking perfect. Look at this. This is totally doable, you guys. Oh, those are good. Look at those beauties. Total beauties. Let's just kind of lift up and see how these are looking. I think they need a little bit more time, but they're about done. The time I got, it is just enough. I thought I might try to toast a bun here, because that would be fun. What it means to grow. Oh, yeah, now I know. These burgers look perfect. Perfect. There's definitely enough heat going on this. You could do another round of burgers and hot dogs, and maybe even roast some s'mores. Then you're gonna wanna make sure that it's fully cooled before you dispose of it. So if that's dousing it in dirt, dousing it in water, you're gonna wanna make sure that it is fully cooled, and then you can wrap it all back up in the tin foil and dispose of it properly. Just make sure that there's no possibility of starting any unwanted fires. Just be very careful. So the ultimate way to tell if this hack was a success is to taste test, and we'll just see. Oh yeah, try it out. Isn't that a really cool hack for summer? Is you can have this instant grill at very little cost, and it is so much fun, and it worked great. Wish I could go back to right before. So for our next outdoor home hack, if you have some mosquitoes, you're gonna wanna take note, because our next hack is a decorative mosquito repellent. All you need to do for this is take a fresh lemon and a fresh lime, slice them up in slices, and then you're gonna kind of rotate those in a jar, and then you're gonna add a couple of sprigs of rosemary, and you're just gonna place it all in there, make it look pretty, and then over the top of that you're gonna just add water. Now I have 3 of these containers. I got these containers at the Dollar Tree. They're really pretty. I like that they have lids, and you'll see why in just a second. And then you're gonna wanna add some essential oils. Now there are several essential oils that kind of keep away the bugs, keep away the mosquitoes. The recipe suggests that you add about 10 to 15 drops of rosemary. I did about 10 drops of rosemary, but I also added 10 drops of TerraShield, which is doTERRA's version of mosquito repellent. It works really good. By Revive, there's one called Bugs Away. Lavender essential oil is also really good at repelling mosquitoes and bugs. So there's lots of options, and whatever fragrance works best for you. And then I just took some tea lights. You could take floating candles, and I lit them. I think fire detracts the mosquitoes, so the combination of all these fragrances fragrances plus the candle really helps to repel the bugs. I think these would make such a beautiful centerpiece, but you could put them around your outdoor area, light them. They smell amazing to me. It's a mystery to me why this would repel bugs, because it smells really good and it's really pretty. And so this is a really good hack for you. The awesome thing is when you're done, you could blow out the candle, leave the candle in if you want, or you can pull them out, but put the lids on, put them in your fridge until like the next night if you want to reuse them. So this is one that can last a little bit, and this is one that would be really good for like an outdoor gathering this summer. So I hope that you enjoyed this hack.
It's time to get my head up again.
So my next hack was inspired by one of my viewers, Gail Barnett. She suggests using Listerine as a mosquito repellent. So I did a little research on this, and it does actually work. And in addition to it, you can actually use the generic mouthwashes. Just go find the ones that are strong in the minty flavors. The mint is a repellent as well, but there's also some ingredients in the mouthwash that helps to repel those bugs and mosquitoes. So for my version, I took some mint mouthwash and I combined it with about a cup to a cup and a half of I think it's a mint eucalyptus Epsom salt, and all of those fragrances as well as the Epsom salt kind of repel the bugs. I also found recipes out there that included flat beer. That is another option for you to kind of put in this natural mosquito repellent. Now, Gail recommended spraying your screens and your doors to kind of keep the bugs away from them, but you can also use this on plants and around your yard. You would need to make it in a little bit bigger quantity if you're going to really be using it out in your garden and out in your yard. And it would probably be a little bit more expensive than like a traditional bug spray, but what's really cool about it is it's all natural. And here's the other thing. The mint coupled with like the eucalyptus and all of these scents, it smells super good. I'm like, how is this gonna detract the mosquitoes? Because it smells really good. It smells so good that you could actually spray it on yourself. It does kind of feel a tad sticky, but I think a lot of the bug sprays that you spray on your body are a little bit sticky, and it smells a lot better than those type of bug sprays. So there's lots of options with this mosquito repellent, and I hope you find it beneficial. So maybe you've got an outdoor gathering planned and you want a really fun and different way to keep your drinks cool. Well, this next hack is a lot of fun, and it will kind of add like a beautiful touch to your drink cooling. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna take some flower heads, and now I just picked up a bunch from Walmart, but you could go out to your garden and just pick some little flowers to go in these. I thought it would be really cute with pansies or violas. I only had these daisies to work with, but you break off the heads of them, and then you take a balloon and you kind of take your fingers and stretch it out. It would be easier if you had two people doing this, one to stretch and one to drop the flower in. It was just me, so it was a little tricky, but we got the job done. Put the flower inside the balloon, and then you fill it up with water. Now, you'll see in a second that you may want to consider using like a distilled water or something for your version, because I think it will give you a little clearer water. We'll get to that in just a second. The next thing you need to do is freeze it, and I would recommend freezing it 8 to 12 hours. I think that's about the amount of time you need for like a snowball sized ice cube that you've got going here. And then you pull them out once they're frozen and kind of clip off the edge and peel back the balloon, and it reveals this beautiful kind of decorative ice. Now, what I will tell you is it actually looks prettier once it starts to melt a little bit, because it removes that initial layer of frost and kind of reveals a clear thing. And I do believe that if you use like a distilled water or something that's been filtered a little bit more than my bathroom sink water, you would get a little bit clearer shot of those flowers. And there's just a lot of possibilities on this, and then you can just throw it in a bucket, throw your ice on it. I only did this small amount, but you could do a huge bowl or bucket out of this, and I think it would be really cute. But I hope that brings a little personality to your summer events. Okay, so I have the most amazing community, and I love to hear your hacks. So if you have a good hack for me, leave it in a comment below, because I have a home hack episode coming up that is going to be dedicated to all of your suggestions, because you guys are just absolutely brilliant. So share your brilliant hack with me below. So this next hack is how to create an easy tabletop fire bowl, because maybe you don't have an outdoor fire pit, maybe you don't have the room for it, it's a lot of work and expense, but you could do a tabletop fire bowl. Now, I did this initially in one of my IKEA hacks last summer. It was a huge hit. I love how it went, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick a bowl that you like. In this case, I found a terracotta one that I really liked the shape of, but I didn't like the color of it, but you could totally leave the color alone. This part is totally optional, and I ended up spray painting the inner part in this really pretty shimmery gold, and the outside a really pretty satin black, and then I thought that looked really, really cool. I first stuck in these like chafing cans that have the fuel that you use to kind of keep food warm. They do sell that some at the Dollar Tree, but I actually found that the ones on Amazon are a better deal because they burn longer. Plus, you don't have to switch them out as often, which is nice because they'll burn for about 6 hours. And then I kind of just put all the empty bags and like random stuff, so we didn't have to totally load it down with some stones, but I picked up these black stones from the Dollar Tree and I filled it up.
Sometimes I understand.
And it just adds such a nice little ambiance to your evening, to your gathering, and then also provides you a way to, you know, toast some marshmallows and make some s'mores. And I just think it's a really fun and easy summer hack. If you haven't created a fire bowl, I'd highly recommend it because it's a lot of fun.
Now I know.
Do you have a pot that looks a little like this? Black, but it's kind of dull. It's plastic. Well, I've got a hack for you. This is another use for WD-40. This won't be a permanent fix, but it should last you a good while. What we're gonna do is just spray this on and rub it all over, and it will give us a nice like new shine. How awesome is this? Seriously, gotta love WD-40. Now, you may have to repeat this one a couple of times during the summer. It's not a permanent fix, but it will last a while, and it's a really quick and easy way, and you don't have to like replace the pot. So I hope that helps you.
It is just enough to get by.
Oh, my heck, how many of us have oil spots on our driveway? Tell me I am not alone. Those darn leaky cars. And we have a paver driveway that had a lot of oil on it, so let's see how to fix it. So I got this off of Amazon. It's a degreaser. It had really good reviews, so we're gonna see if this works. I also got this little brush. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour this on our grease spots, scrub it really good, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna break out our power washer and power wash our driveway. After 2 treatments, I would say this process gave me about a 60 to 70% improvement over what it was before. So I am really happy with these results, but I think that if I give it a couple more treatments, I can get it all the way removed, because this has been sitting on our driveway for months now, and it might take a little extra effort to get it all the way out. Now, this was in a video like last summer. You may or may not have seen it. I got a lot of comments in the comment section on that video that there are a lot of other really cool oil removing hacks, including Coca-Cola. I have not tried that one out yet, so let me know if you've got some fun hacks on removing oil. Oh goodness, it is hot outside. I got my personal fan. If you've seen me talk about this in my Amazon episode, I just need it to cool off for a second. You might need one of these this summer. This is not a hack, but just a little helpful tip. I will link this in the description box below, because whew, it is warm. It is definitely getting hot outside. Okay, now back to the hacks.
When you stepped into my
I love little kind of trash to treasure hacks, and this one is a really good one. If you have some fabric softener bottles, or maybe you have a milk jug, or maybe you have an orange juice container, you can reuse them and turn them into an awesome watering can. So what you're gonna wanna do is, like, for me, I just removed all the labels, washed it out really, really well inside and out, and got it really clean. And then I personally took I have a hot pen, which is meant for cutting like styrofoam and other plastics, and I knew that it would be perfect for this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the lid of whatever your container is and poke several holes in the lid to where water could potentially come out. So just poke, 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 poke. The hot pen makes this super easy, and I use it for my crafting, so multi-purpose, and it's not very expensive. I'll link it below. But if you don't have a hot pen, what you can do is take a nail and heat it up with like a lighter and poke that through. You can, just take a nail and hammer it through. There's lots of ways to get a hole. The other place you want to put a hole is kind of like right above the handle. Poke another hole in there, and you'll see why that's important in just a second, and that's it. And then you fill it up with water, and you take it out, and you can water your planters with it. And the cool thing about that hole right where the handle is you can kind of control the flow. In some cases, you can kind of stop the flow altogether, but most cases it's gonna slow it way down, and then you lift it up and then you get the full flow. So just whatever you're looking for, it's kind of handy to have that around, and you have a perfectly acceptable, and in my case even beautiful, watering can with something that I would have just tossed in the recycle bin. And so that was free to me, and it's gonna work great all summer long, and so I love that.
strangers again.
Our next hack is a great renter-friendly one, or owner. It works either way. Say you have some glass on a front door or an exterior door, and you want a little privacy, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, because those frosting films that you get that are meant for doors are kind of pricey. But guess what? There is a very cheap substitute, and you can pick it up at the Dollar Tree, and that is just their regular clear contact paper. It works great for adding privacy and a frosted look. So to do this, just cut out your $1 contact paper just a little bit larger than the window pane. Lightly mist with a water bottle, and then stick your contact paper to the window and smooth it out using some kind of flat scraping tool. Then you're going to take a razor blade and cut off the excess as close to the edge as possible. Now, my water bottle went a little overboard and was pretty blotchy with the way the water sprayed out, and a few days later the water bubbles are still dissipating. And then in my case, the bubbles did eventually disappear, and it looks completely like frosted glass. You would never in a million years know that this was contact paper from the Dollar Tree, and you did it for potentially under $1, depending on how much glass you need to cover. But isn't that a fun and easy, inexpensive hack that gives you a little privacy?
Strangers again.
Say you're going to the beach, say you're going to a pool, and you don't really want to haul around your purse, but you might need a little extra cash. This next hack is for you. All you're going to do is take a chapstick or some kind of lip balm container, and then you're going to want to empty it out. I threw mine into the microwave to soften it up a little bit, and then you take a Q-tip, and then you're going to take a toothpick and maybe some paper towels, and you're just going to clean it out really, really well. Just wipe it down really good. You might even want to remove the label to make it look even more boring. The more boring, the less enticing, right? The better. And then you have a perfect container to hold some cash that is super inconspicuous. So all you're gonna do is kind of fold your cash lengthwise first, and then you're gonna roll it up really, really tight, and then you're gonna put it on the inside of this tube and put on the lid, and that is it. And nobody's gonna wanna steal that, because who's gonna wanna steal like somebody's nasty old chapstick, really? It's so gross, like if you think about it. And then really cool, all you have to do is kind of twist it up and your cash comes out. And there you go. You can pay for all of your summer refreshments and you don't have to carry around a purse and nobody's gonna steal it. And so it's awesome. That's just like a super easy hack. You may have seen that before, but I just thought it's so brilliant, so genius to kind of find like something completely that nobody's going to be interested in and store some valuables. Well, I hope you found this video really helpful. If so, here's some more home hacks for you that you might want to check out. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button right here. It's super easy to do, and I would love it if you join the DIY Niner family. And to all of my DIY Niners, I just want to remind you once again that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.